You're in your 20s, ambitious, and ready to take on the world. But let's face it, there's always more to learn. What if you could jump ahead and get the lessons that take most people decades to figure out? Today, we're breaking down 30 life-changing lessons, the kind that don't just define your 20s but can shape your entire future. And here's the best part. These lessons aren't tied to any age. Whether you're 25, 35, or beyond, they're your blueprint for leveling up in every area of life. Stick around, because the next few minutes could shift your perspective in ways you didn't see coming. And if you want to keep growing alongside us, hit subscribe. This channel is about bringing out the best in you. Let's dive in. Lesson 1. Don't kill the part that cringes, kill the part that cringes at itself. We all have those embarrassing moments that haunt us. You know, the awkward texts, the failed jokes, or the projects that didn't quite hit the mark. But here's the thing, those cringe moments? They're proof you're putting yourself out there. The real mistake isn't being cringe, it's letting your fear of judgment hold you back. Think about it, no one who's built something meaningful did it without a few awkward moments along the way. Embrace them, laugh at them, and let them fuel your growth. Lesson 2. Inaction is the real regret. Failure isn't what keeps people up at night. It's the what-ifs. What if I had started that business? What if I had asked them out? The truth is, failure stings, but regret burns forever. For every person embarrassed by a failed attempt, there are thousands who wish they had taken the leap. So, the next time you're hesitating, ask yourself, will I regret not doing this 10 years from now? The answer will always push you toward action. Lesson 3. Anxiety is living in the future. Depression is living in the past. We spend so much time worrying about what's next or replaying what went wrong. But the only place where life actually happens is right now. Instead of spiraling into what ifs or if onlys, ground yourself in the present moment. Try this. Pause, take a deep breath, and focus on what you can do today to move forward. The clarity and peace you'll feel are worth it. Lesson 4. Advice is just opinions. Here's the truth. Even this video is just one person's perspective. The internet is full of advice, some of it great, some of it not so much. The key is learning to think for yourself. Question what you hear, test it against your values, and then decide what works for you. Because at the end of the day, the best advice is the one that helps you become the person you want to be. Lesson 5. Don't believe everything you think. Just because you have a negative thought doesn't mean it's true. Feeling like a failure doesn't mean you are one. That rejection you took so personally? It's probably not about you at all. Your mind can be your biggest enemy or your strongest ally. It all depends on whether you challenge the lies it tries to tell you. Lesson 6. Focus on earning more, not just saving. When you're in your 20s, it's easy to get caught up in budgeting hacks like skipping your daily coffee or cutting out Netflix. But here's the deal, it's way easier to save when you're earning more. Focus on negotiating raises, picking up a side hustle, or learning a high-income skill. A few thousand extra dollars a year will do way more for your financial future than obsessing over $5 lattes. Lesson 7. Never carry a balance on credit cards. This one's simple but life-changing. Credit card debt is a trap. It's the financial equivalent of quicksand, hard to get out of and easy to sink deeper into. If you can't pay it off in full each month, don't swipe. Future you will thank you for keeping your finances stress-free. Lesson 8. Put a 10% tax on yourself. When I first heard this, it blew my mind. Treat your savings like a non-negotiable expense. Every paycheck, take 10% off the top and stash it away. It might not seem like much now, but thanks to the magic of compound interest, it'll grow into something that gives you freedom and options later. Lesson 9. People aren't against you, they're for themselves. You've probably spent hours analyzing why someone didn't text back or why they didn't invite you to that thing. But here's the truth. Most of the time, it's not about you. People are busy, distracted, and wrapped up in their own lives. The sooner you stop taking things personally, the more energy you'll have to focus on what really matters. Lesson 10. Quality relationships, quantity of friends. Think about the happiest times in your life. Chances are, they involve people you care about, not the number in your followers list. Prioritize a few deep, meaningful connections over chasing surface-level popularity. It's not about how many people know your name, it's about who will actually show up when you need them. Lesson 11. You teach people how to treat you. This one's tough but true. If you don't set boundaries, people will walk all over you. At work, in relationships, with friends, you get what you tolerate. But here's the good news. The moment you start advocating for yourself, you set the standard for how others treat you. Yes, it might feel awkward at first, but the long-term payoff is respect and healthier relationships. Lesson 12. Healthy looks boring. Here's the hard truth. Long-term success often looks unexciting in the short term. The stable relationship? It might not have the drama of a whirlwind romance. The healthy diet? It's not as flashy as crash diets or trends. And saving money? Definitely not as thrilling as buying the latest gadgets. But those boring habits compound into something extraordinary over time. Remember, the real excitement is in the results, not the shortcuts. Lesson 13. Burnout isn't about doing too much, it's about doing too little of what matters. We often blame burnout on being too busy, but the real culprit is misaligned priorities. If your day is packed with things that drain you, of course, you'll feel exhausted. The fix? Start carving out time for what energizes you, whether it's a hobby, creative project, or spending time with loved ones. Burnout fades when purpose takes its place. Lesson 14. You don't need energy to work out, you get energy by working out. This is a game changer. Movement isn't just about fitness, it's about fueling your body and mind. Even a 30-minute walk can leave you feeling recharged and focused. The trick is finding something you enjoy, dancing, yoga, sports, whatever gets you moving. Remember, consistency beats intensity, and energy creates momentum. Lesson 15. Stop waiting for life to get easier. Here's a secret no one tells you. Every stage of life comes with its own set of problems. Teenagers deal with identity issues, adults face career stress, and retirees? They've got their own challenges. The goal isn't to avoid problems, it's to get better at solving them. The sooner you accept this, the faster you'll build the resilience to thrive at any stage. Treat your problems like projects, and while you're at it, don't let your negative emotions distract you. Lesson 16. Start making weekly to-do lists. Overwhelmed by endless tasks? Simplify your life with weekly to-do lists. Instead of reacting to whatever comes your way, set 5 key goals for the week. By focusing on what truly matters, you'll boost your productivity and feel more in control of your time. Lesson 17. Practice zero-based thinking. Ever felt stuck in a job, relationship, or routine because you've already invested so much into it? That's the sunk cost fallacy at work. Zero-based thinking flips the script. Ask yourself, knowing what I know now, would I still choose this? If the answer is no, it's time to pivot. Don't let past decisions dictate your future. Lesson 18. Find a way to travel. Travel isn't just about seeing new places, it's about expanding your worldview. Whether it's backpacking across countries or exploring a city nearby, every trip adds a new layer to who you are. And here's the thing, traveling gets harder as life gets busier. So take the leap now while you have fewer responsibilities, you'll never regret the memories you make. Lesson 19. Your biggest problems can't be solved, they can only be outgrown. Think about a challenge you faced 5 years ago. Does it still seem as big now? Probably not. That's because growth shrinks problems. Instead of obsessing over quick fixes, focus on becoming the kind of person who can handle bigger challenges. Over time, what once felt insurmountable becomes just another stepping stone. Lesson 20. Resentment is like drinking poison. Holding on to anger doesn't hurt the other person, it hurts you. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning bad behavior. It means freeing yourself from the emotional weight of grudges. Let go, not for them, but for your own peace of mind. You'll feel lighter, happier, and ready to move forward. Lesson 21. Sleep is non-negotiable. Think of sleep as your secret weapon. Invest in blackout curtains, an eye mask, or a good mattress, whatever it takes to prioritize quality rest. Gamify the process if you have to. The better you sleep, the sharper your mind, the healthier your body, and the more energy you'll have to crush your goals. Lesson 22. Document your journey. Life moves fast, and it's easy to forget how far you've come. That's why documenting your thoughts, milestones, and experiences is so powerful. Whether it's journaling, taking photos, or recording videos, you're creating a time capsule for your future self. One day, you'll look back and thank yourself for capturing these moments. Lesson 23. How you make your money matters more than how much you make. It's easy to get caught up in chasing a bigger paycheck, but ask yourself, at what cost? If your job drains you emotionally, mentally, or physically, the money won't be worth it. Balance financial goals with personal values, and aim for a career that fulfills you on multiple levels, not just your bank account. Lesson 24. Hard choices lead to an easy life. Easy choices lead to a hard life. Discipline isn't fun in the moment. It's hard to hit the gym when you're tired or save money when you want to splurge. But every hard choice you make today pays off in a life that's easier and more fulfilling tomorrow. On the flip side, taking the easy road, procrastinating, binge watching, or overspending, leads to long-term challenges. Choose wisely. Lesson 25. It's okay if you don't know what you're doing with your life. Feeling lost is part of the process. Stop stressing about finding your purpose and start pursuing your curiosity. What excites you? What lights you up? Follow those breadcrumbs, and your purpose will reveal itself over time. Life isn't about having it all figured out, it's about exploring and evolving. Lesson 26. Don't believe everything you think. Negative thoughts are like bad advice. They're not always true, but they can feel convincing. When you catch yourself spiraling, ask, is this fact or just fear? Most of the time, it's fear. Learn to challenge your thoughts and focus on what's real, not what your mind is making up. Lesson 27. A dog can teach you mindfulness. This might sound silly, but dogs are masters at living in the moment. They don't dwell on the past or stress about the future, they just exist, fully present. If you've been thinking about getting a dog, let this be your sign. They'll teach you patience, joy, and the art of being fully here. Lesson 28. Stop comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Social media makes it easy to feel like everyone else has it all figured out. But remember, you're seeing the polished version of their lives, not the struggles behind the scenes. Instead of comparing, use others' success as inspiration. Focus on your own path, it's the only one that matters. Lesson 29. Invest in relationships, not things. The longest-running study on happiness found one key takeaway: relationships matter more than anything else. It's not about having hundreds of friends, it's about having a handful of people who truly know and support you. Prioritize connection over possessions, and you'll find happiness that lasts. Lesson 30. Life's too short to settle. Whether it's a job, a relationship, or a dream, settling means accepting less than you deserve. Don't do it. Keep striving for better, keep chasing what excites you, and keep believing that your best life is still ahead. These lessons aren't just tips, they're tools to transform your life. If even one of them resonated, imagine the impact of applying all 30. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Every week, we're here to help you level up, one step at a time. Now, go out there and make it happen. See you next time. Don't forget, your potential is limitless.